Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining me for your core training today. All you need is a single weight plate. Think around medium as far as weight, something that you can move in a multitude of ways. And if you're ready, let's get warmed up. I want to start today's workout by standing nice and tall, reestablishing a nice strong set position. Shoulders are open, chest is lifted, core is engaged, keeping us nice and tall. From here, let's roll those shoulders back. Taking your time to move through each of these planes of motion. Think of coming up, back, and scooping down. Let's go the other direction. Good. Come to a nice tall position. I want you to tuck your nose and your chin down towards your chest and start to roll down towards the floor. Having soft knees, I want you to allow yourself to drape forward. Once you're down there, let everything go for a second. And then start to pick yourself back up. I want you to think about actively coming to an athletic standing position, stacking each of your vertebrae, coming up nice, tall, and strong, and engaging through that core. Let's do that one more time. Tucking the chin, allowing yourself to come all the way down to the ground. Letting everything go right here. And now, with intent and with strength, I want you to stack your body nice and tall. Good. Once you're here, I want you to do a little squat and reach, engaging through the core, and then standing up again. Really just thinking about keeping everything in alignment as we move through each of our joints right here. Good, let's do one more. Bring yourself to a nice, tall, standing position again. We're going to pick up our weight, but we are just going to use it to start establishing that strong core positioning. So I want you to think about all of your muscles coming around your spine and being really strong to support that spine. No matter which direction we go, we want that support. So take your weight, and I want you to just bring it around your body. Now, if you have weights that don't have handles, this can still be done. You're just gonna change your grip to hold right here. Now, as you're moving that weight around your body, I want you to think about your core not moving. So you have to really engage to keep everything really strong. Let's go the other way. Not allowing anything to swing except the weight. Good, bring it to center. We're gonna go off on a diagonal over here and bringing it back down. Now, again, I'm not allowing anything to really move. I'm keeping that core tight. Now let's allow it to swing, because we're about to get into the bulk of this workout. Now that all of our joints have had a little bit of a minute to get moving, we're gonna start our training with this plate. We're gonna do a wood chop movement. We have 10 exercises to get through, and one's gonna flow right into the next, but we are gonna start with this nice wood chop. This is what it looks like. You're going to step back into a lunge, and that plate is gonna come over the front leg. From there, you stand up to chest level. As you drop the weight, I want you to think strong on the way down, controlled on the way up. Strong on the way down, controlled on the way up. Join me and try to make sure everything is really moving with intention. You're chopping wood and standing tall. Keeping this going. Try not to let it just become a bit of a walk in the park. I want that slam down, lift up, slam down, lift up. Keep this going. Every time I lift my arms, I'm squeezing my lower abdominals a little more. One more on the other side, and allow that to reset. We're gonna move along into a deadlift. So this is going to target the back side of your body. Now, not only is it a deadlift, we're gonna do a little balance work while we're doing that deadlift. So it looks like this. Both hands holding the plate. I want you to think about squeezing to lift that back leg. Notice my heel is coming up towards the ceiling. The rest of me is staying very long. Once I'm here, I want you to shift that plate a little before standing up again. Don't change your foot. Stay right here. Move the plate. Squeeze to come back. Now, if you're feeling comfortable and you're kind of not wobbling, I need you to go a little further. We need to get to the edge of our comfort zone and squeeze to go a little further and shift that plate a little more. If you want an even further challenge, that back leg is gonna stay lifted. It doesn't get to touch down. Tilt, move the plate, stand tall. Try not to set it down. Stand tall, 3, 2, 1. I want you to set that down and shake it out. Take a second to let that leg recover because we're gonna go in to the other side. So nothing changes except the other foot is planted. That back heel coming up towards the ceiling. You ready? Stand nice and tall, anchor into that foot. You're gonna tilt, move the plate, come back, and reset. Tilt, move, back, reset. Option to keep that balance by putting the toe down, or the challenge of not setting it down. You choose where you're at. And again, if this is feeling like, hey, I got this. This one isn't hard. I need you to push your limits a little. Bring that plate closer to your foot. Move it a little further before standing up. One last thing, as you shift that plate, try not to counterbalance with that back leg. We want the legs to stay solid and have to work to keep us on that track. Let's try to do just a couple more here. Squeezing to keep that balance. And reset. Give that a shake out. We're gonna take it down to our mat next. So we're gonna spend the next few exercises down here. Bring your plate with you because it's not going anywhere. It's coming with us. So we're going to do a sit-up with a plate pull-in. So what that looks like is I want you to come back and bring that plate just above the chest. As you sit up, you're going to drag that plate into your chest and push it away. Join me whenever you're ready to drag that plate in, push it away. What it's not is a momentum-based movement. So everything moves together. That pull in and that squeeze to sit up happens at the same time. Don't let that plate initiate the pull in. Everything together. Squeeze to pull in. Drive the plate away. The lower abs need to help initiate this movement by pulling in towards the spine and lifting yourself up. Let's just do a couple more here. Good, take your time getting down to the mat on this one. Take your time, take your time, take your time. Good. Shake that out, take a little reset. We're gonna stay down here on the mat and you're gonna do bicycle legs. You guys are all familiar with bicycle, but we're gonna have a little twist in that we're taking our plate along for the ride. So today's bicycle, you're going to try to bring your shoulder blades up off the ground. You're gonna have your legs lifted. And as you do that bicycle, your plate is gonna go on either side of your leg. So join me whenever you're ready. Go over the leg, over the leg. I want you to try not to counterbalance. I want you to keep it tight and not let the legs balance out that weight that you're holding. Now, if you feel this on your neck, you're gonna set that plate down. You're gonna continue doing that bicycle, whichever one is best for you. If you can continue using the weight, go for it. With no swinging, everything moves with intent. Keep breathing. We're gonna try for a couple more here. We'll take a little rest. Let's do one more. Good, set those feet down, bring the plate down, release right there. Take a big deep breath. Nice work. All right, guess what? Plate is not going anywhere. We're just gonna change what we're doing with it one more time. It's another sit-up, but this time I want you to sit yourself up, draw a circle, and sit yourself down. When you come up the next time, the circle's gonna go the other way. So, reset, big deep breath. Here we go. Sit up, draw a circle, come down. Sit up, draw a circle, come down. Now the same thing applies with our legs. I don't want counterbalancing to happen. I need you to sit tight like a rock, draw the circle, and then come down. Make sure you're alternating the direction that your circle goes. Try not to let that plate pull you into a C-shaped spine. We want to keep it neutral and controlled on the way down. Keep breathing. Let's do just a couple more here. Can you give me one more? Good work. Set that plate down again. Let your arms go. They're gonna get a bit of a break for the next little bit because we're gonna switch our focus again to the back side of the body. So you can keep your plate with you. You're gonna have it resting on your lap. I want you to bring one foot and plant it to the ground. We are going to be doing some hip lifts, which means we're going to squeeze through the glutes to drive our hips towards the ceiling. A little bit of extra weight because we have our weight plate on our lap. So I want you to plant one foot, have the other on the ground just as a guide, and squeeze. So this leg is doing all of the work. Lift and squeeze, reset back down. This foot that's out here is just a guide. It's not allowing you to tip over, but it's not doing the work. Really push into the ground and squeeze, reset back down. Drive through the back side of that foot, back side of the leg is working. And if you want a bit of a challenge, once you get up there, stay. Squeeze right here before you lower back down. Nice work. On your next one, get up there and stay. Stay there. Lower it down. Let's do one more. Squeeze and hold. And lower that back down. Shake out that side. We're gonna switch to the other side. So we're gonna change our feet up, extend out the other one, keep the other one a little bit closer. Remember, we are squeezing through the back side of the leg to drive our hips up towards the ceiling. So, you ready? Let's do this. I want you to lift and lower, remembering that one leg is doing all the work. And you may find that one side does this a little easier than the other. We always have one side that fires a little bit better. Remember, once you're up there, you're actively squeezing to go a little higher, all through the backside and the leg, the hamstring, working to push a little higher. This leg's just kind of there, making sure you don't topple over. Can you pause a little longer at the top? Take your time. And as you pause, think, can you go a little higher? Squeeze that a little bit more. Good, stick with it. Let's do a couple more on this side. Good, stay there, stay there. Come on down, let's do one more where we pause. Get up and hold. Pause. Good, and come down. Let that go. Good. I need you to sit up a little, and I need you to put your plate out in front of you a little bit, because the next thing that we're going to do is from a tabletop position. So we need to get into a tabletop, and I need you to push your weight so that it's in front of you. Do you know where we're going with this? We're gonna find ourselves in that tabletop position, and from here, you're not gonna let your hips shift. You're going to reach and reset, reach and reset. If you're ready to join me, let's do this. Take note that my kneecaps are staying fairly close to the ground. I'm not letting it come up here. I'm keeping it lowered down towards the ground. Don't let it get back here. Are you further away from your weight than you were when you started? Bring it forward again. Good work. Let's try to get here a little longer. Where are your kneecaps? Couple more reaches. One more. Set that down. Push into child's pose and take a second right here to release that. When you're ready, come up to a kneeling position, reset your body, and get ready to do round 2 of this core workout. Okay, let's get into this round 2. So remember, we started with our wood chop on alternating sides. So we need to grab that weight, stand up nice and tall, and remember that chopping motion on the way down, controlled on the way up. So bring those shoulders back into a lunge. You ready to join me? Let's do this. Chop and lift, chop and lift. This whole movement is coming from my core. I am the gas pedal and I am the brakes. Now remember, I said first time around, if it feels a little bit like a walk in the park, you need to move a bit more with intention. Slam down and lift. Slam down and lift. All of the muscles around my spine come closer to my spine to keep this strong. Keep breathing. Got a little more time here. Keep going. Let's do one more on each side. Last one here. Good. Reset that back down. We need to reset our whole posture because we're going into that single leg deadlift with the plate shift. So if you're feeling a little rounded out right now, we need to reset it nice and tall. Ready? Plant that foot, squeezing your glutes for stability and to be able to tilt forward. Here we go. Lifting, moving that plate, and resetting back down. Option to tap down. Option to move that plate a little further to throw you right off balance. It's gonna make you work harder. Squeezing the glutes. All the control from this comes through the back side of the leg. The glutes, the hamstrings, all working together for stability. And you're probably going to feel the foot of the working leg doing some of the work also. Tilt, push, reset. Go a little further. Oh, have to fight for it. Come on. Let's do one more here. And then we set that down and shake it out. You should feel that in the backside of the leg. But we got to do that other one. So shake that out. Reset that body again. Probably find that one side does this better than the other. One side has great balance. The other has just okay balance. Reset that posture. Plant that foot. And get ready to go. Let's lower it down. Squeeze to find that balance. Move that plate and reset. Try to keep yourself well planted on the floor. You'll notice there's no momentum in this. Everything is very controlled movement. And if you're keeping that back leg from touching down, you are probably feeling the standing leg is working really hard. Keep this going. Now, if you do need to tap that foot down, try to have it just be a light tap. Try not to go right into full rest mode. Just a little tap down will help you bring your balance in check. That's all you need. Nice work. Let's just move through a couple more of these before we give the backside of our body a bit of a rest. Good. Shake that out. We come down onto the mat for the next few. Bring that plate with you. And remember, we're going to start by doing that plate pull and push. No momentum on this one. We are actively working the entire time. So that plate is going to start in the extended position. As we sit up, it comes into the chest, pushes away as we lay down. Join me whenever you're ready. Now, what it's not is a flop back down. I need you to squeeze to lift, but then I need you to resist on the way down. So we're working really hard in both directions. Try to keep breathing and try not to let those legs try to help you out. Our bodies are very smart. If they can figure out a way to do something a little easier, they will. Squeeze, reset back down. We're gonna take a little rest from this soon, but let's get at least one more in here. Take your time on the way down. Take your time. And reset. Good work. All right, next up we have that bicycle, with or without the plate, depending on how your neck feels. You can take a little rest here, but to remind you, legs are up. We're going one side and then the other, with or without that plate. You ready? You can join me whenever you feel like it's time. If you're feeling a little strain in your neck, that's where you're gonna set your plate down. You're going to rest into your hands and you're gonna work on your bicycle right here. Same thing applies. I want you to twist as if you were holding that plate. That's what's gonna get sort of 360 degrees of work going on here. And check in on your legs. Are they counterbalancing? That's the hard part, is squeezing so that they don't counterbalance too much. And with all of that direction I've given you, you still need to breathe. Keep this going. You can pick up your pace if you want to. Let's stay here for two more. Last one. And reset down. Okay, we're not getting up off this mat just yet. We're gonna draw circles with that plate. So let's refresh our memory. We come up off the mat, draw a circle, reset. So if you are ready to join me, take a big deep breath, exhale, get that plate ready to go. We're gonna sit up, draw the circle, reset down, up, and reset. Now, if you're feeling a little tired, I'll allow a little momentum. That'll help get you up and draw that circle. If you want a challenge, there is no momentum for you. Everything is controlled and smooth. Trying not to let that plate cause that caving or that C to shape in the back. Keep it neutral. If you need to shorten the lever, that's okay. Bend at the elbow and shorten that lever. Let's try for one more on each side. Final one here. And take a little rest. Set that down on your lap. Unless you want to get rid of it altogether, because we are going to go to our glute pushes. So that means you can rest it on your lap, staggered footprint, or you can get rid of the plate altogether. Up to you. But we're gonna get ready to do that single leg work again. Foot in closest to the body is working. Foot further away is there just to help us balance. So join me whenever you're ready. I want you to squeeze to lift, lower back down. Lift. Can you go a little higher before you lower down? The answer is yes. We can always give that a little bit more. This foot right here is pushing into the floor. This glute is squeezing to lift. And if you want that challenge, you're gonna stay lifted. Pause before coming back down. Take a beat right here and lower down. Great job, stick with it. I know you can go just a smidge higher. You should feel a concentrated burn in that glute. I want you to go up and stay there. Hold, 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 hold. Come on down, give me one more just like that. Hold it up there. And reset down. Let that go. That should feel like that muscle was doing a lot of work. Let's switch our feet. Other side is going to work. We're gonna start with that nice controlled movement, that lift and squeeze, and that reset back down. You ready? Plant that foot. Here we go. Squeeze and reset down. Squeeze to get a little higher. We always want to make sure we're adding that little bit extra. And you might find, again, that one side seems to have better endurance than the other. It's just the way we're built, and that's okay. Can you go a little bit higher on the next one? Take a second, a little higher before you come back down. Really push. Good work. A little higher each time. You got this. Push and hold. Come on down. On your next one, I want you to stay up there. Squeeze, lift a little higher. Squeeze, squeeze. Come on down. We've got one more to do. Get up there and hold. And lower that back down. Good work. Come on up. Set that plate down. Because we've got that tabletop reach. So find that tabletop. Push your weight away. That reach is what's gonna happen next. Now you're gonna feel this in your legs, in your core, as well as in your shoulders. So let's find that tabletop. Make sure your plate has some distance. Kneecaps lift. They stay close to the ground. And we reach, reset, reach, reset. Now I know you've heard me say it a lot that I don't want you to counterbalance, but I really don't want you to let your hips move side to side. We want the hips to stay square to the ground, which means we're gonna have to squeeze through our core and our lower abdominals a lot more. Now, if you need this to be a little easier, if you're feeling fatigued, widen your footprint. If you're thinking to yourself, I have a little more in the tank, I want you to bring your feet closer together. And you're gonna have to work a lot harder to maintain this tabletop reach. Good. Where are your kneecaps? Make sure that they haven't come up here. Nice long reach forward. Good. Let's do one more on each side. Good. Drop those knees and into our final movement of coming into that child's pose. Well done. Just take a second right here. Release everything into this child's pose. And then slowly bringing those hands in. I want you to sit nice and tall. Bring your knees together. Reach one hand up and try to look behind you, releasing through the spine. Setting that down, going the other direction. Good. Now opening up those arms. Release through the chest. Add a little lean back, opening up through the front side of the core. And then coming the other way, releasing in the other direction. And coming back to that neutral spine. Thank you so much for joining me for our core training today, and I hope that I'm going to see you again really soon.